Hi, this is Dr. Weaver again, and this is the second video in a series of videos on how to install Apache, PHP, and MySQL on a Windows 10 machine. This video will focus on installing PHP. So the first thing I need to do is download PHP, and like I said before in the Apache video, I will provide the links for all of these websites that I'm downloading from. So I'm going to not download PHP 8. It's in beta, which means if there's problems with it, I won't know if it's my code or if it's PHP. So I'm going to skip that, and I'm going to download PHP 7.4. Now, this is very important. On a Windows 10 machine, I do not want the non-thread safe. I want the thread safe version. And since I have a 64-bit machine, I'm choosing the 64-bit version, thread safe. Click on the zip and open it up. And this is very much similar to installing Apache. I'm going to create another folder here, and I'm going to open up my C drive. I'm going to create a folder called PHP 7.4, open it up, select all of these in the zip file that I just downloaded by hitting Control A and dragging into my PHP 7.4 folder. Now I could have extracted, there's a lot of different ways I could have done that, and whichever way is most comfortable for you. So now I have PHP 7.4 installed. So what do I need to do? Wait, just like Apache, I need a version of C++ that will allow PHP 7.4 to work. So I'm here on the Microsoft Visual Studio's downloads page. I don't want to download Visual Studio. I want to download the Microsoft Visual C++ redistributable for Visual Studio 2019. So if I look on this page, I do not see what I want. So I'm going to search for Visual C++ redistributable 2019. And there it is. And again, I'm using the 64-bit version because I have a 64-bit machine. And just like for Apache, I run this, and it takes a little bit of time to get started, but then it does it pretty quickly. So I downloaded PHP, I extracted it into its PHP 7.4 folder right inside C, and I downloaded and am installing the C++ program that will allow PHP to work. And once that's done, then I need to configure PHP. So the first thing I need to do to configure PHP is go inside the PHP 7.4 folder and look for php.ini-development, php.ini-production. Since this is a development machine, I want this configuration file. So php.ini is the configuration file that PHP uses. So I could just change this name, but I'm going to do like I did before. I copy and paste, and then I'm going to rename this whole thing php.ini. That is now the configuration file. Okay, that's pretty much all it is. So I'm going to open it up, and the first thing I'm going to look for is, wow, this is really long. There's a lot of stuff in here. I just want to point something out. One of the things that the development version does is notice this error reporting, all, show all errors. And in this configuration file, a semicolon is the comment. So in a development environment, you always want to display errors so that you know when there's errors. But in a production environment, you don't want to display errors because you don't want the user to see all the errors in your code, which there shouldn't be, but sometimes there are. There's some other things that we're going to tackle later on, but that's for later on. So now I have PHP installed, and I want to have Apache know about PHP. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Apache's configuration file, and I'm going to tell Apache about PHP. So in the configuration file, I go all the way to the bottom, and I'm going to type the following lines of code. Please type them exactly as I type them, with this caveat. When I type the directory PHP 7.4, if you named it differently, you better use what you named it. But since I named it PHP 74, all lowercase, that's what I'm going to use. So the first line is PHP ini dir, which is where's my configuration file, and it's in C:// PHP 7.4. Okay, so that indicates where the configuration file for PHP is. And then I want to add handler application /xhttpd-php for every PHP file. So this is going to be a handler that's going to handle any file that has a .php, run this. And then what am I going to run? The load module, PHP 7 module, and it's going to be found at C:/ PHP 7.4. That's my directory. And the file that's going to be run is PHP 7 Apache 2_4.dll. Hit enter. Now, just to show you where that is, remember, this is my directory with PHP 7.4. If I scroll down, you'll notice there's the PHP 7 Apache 2_4.dll. .dll for Windows is a program that's going to run. So that's it. So now I save that. Anytime I change Apache's environment, I have to go into my services and restart Apache. So I click on Apache, click restart, and hopefully there's no errors. If there's problems, then I have to start hunting them down. But it's running now, we're happy. So how do I check to see if it's running? Well, if I type localhost, hit enter, that works, but it doesn't tell me that PHP is running. So what I need to do is I need to make a file that Apache will realize is a PHP file. So I'm going to go into the configuration, go into htdocs. Htdocs is that folder in Apache where all of the web files reside. We can change that, but for now we're not going to. I'm going to add a text document, call it PHP info. I'm going to change the extension later, but just to do this for now, type exactly what I type, $PHP, PHP info, open close parentheses, semicolon, $sign. That's it. So I'm going to save this. Now I need to change the extension. If you don't see your extensions, that's because they're being hidden. So you go into View, Options, and then the View tab, and notice Hide Extensions for Known File Types. If you're not seeing the extension, this is checked. Just uncheck it, click OK, and you'll see it. Now I need to change this from text to PHP. It's going to complain, but I'm going to say, yes, I know what I'm doing. Now, all I need to do is come up here, do /phpinfo.php. If I've configured everything, I will get my information about PHP, just like this. If all I see is what's in that file, if all I see is the text that I typed, then Apache doesn't know about PHP yet. So you did something wrong. So right now, we're good to go.